You may now have your seats. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education and Sports, Ms. Sonella Claxton, Mr. Jameer Claxton, Director of Sports, President of the St. Kitts Cricket Association, Mr. Dennis Phillip, President of the Nevis Cricket Association, Mr. Carlisle Powell, of course, our Country Manager for Republic Bank, St. Kitts Nevis, Pamela Herbert Daniel, our Five for Fun stars, specially invited guests, members of the media, good afternoon. I am T.C. Burton, Branch Manager at the Republic Bank of Nevis Branch, and I'm pleased to serve as your chairperson for this afternoon's media launch. Today is an exciting day for us as we launch the Five for Fun cricket program for the 2024 season right here in St. Kitts and Nevis. I'm sure you may recall our inaugural launch that was held in St. Kitts last year, and of course we are now launching in Nevis this year, so which marks the rollout across the Federation for the second year. To start things off, I would like to invite Mr. Dennis Phillip to make some remarks on behalf of the St. Kitts Cricket Association.
Good afternoon, everyone. Allow me to first adopt the protocol that was so ably established. Thank you. This afternoon, I'm here just to share a few words with you. I'm going to be very brief. I didn't know I was opening the baton, but I'll do that. It is my pleasure and privilege to share with you brief remarks this afternoon as we witness the relaunch of the second edition of Five for Fun. On behalf of the St. Kitts Cricket Association, I bring you best wishes and success. Special recognition, of course, go out to the Nevis Cricket Association for your lead and dedication to the development of youth cricket here in Nevis. Of course, similar sentiments must be said of the Ministry of Sport here in Nevis, without whose support and assistance cricket will labor even harder to achieve success. The St. Kitts Cricket Association looks forward to Five for Fun Youth Series, and particularly where we know we will see schools from both islands competing. We are certainly looking forward to that. At this point, I want to thank also the planners and sponsors, Republic Bank and CWI, once again for leading and supporting youth cricket in the Federation. We truly appreciate your partnership and support and look forward to many more years as partners. The success of these programs, such as this one, not only leads to cricket skill development, but molds the mind of concentration, planning, and positive thinking. A road that all youth should travel to help curb irrational behavior within the Federation. Of course, with these few words, I wish to share on my own behalf that I wish the program much success as it did last year, and looking forward to participate in any way we can. St. Kitts Cricket Association, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Phillip. I would now like to invite Mr. Carl Powell to address us on behalf of the Nevis Cricket Association.
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. And I too adopt the protocol which has been established, and that will save us some time. Save and except that I'd like to add Mr. Richard Skerritt, former president of the West Indies Cricket Board. And every time I speak with Ricky, I learn something new. So he's a very good teacher, very instrumental and important in the life of cricket in St. Kitts and Nevis. And I say that because a lot of people don't seem to want to remember that Ricky was at the forefront of St. Kitts and Nevis getting the Warner Park Stadium for World Cup in 2007. So I have to recognize that. This afternoon, I want to say how grateful we are at the NCA for the work and the cooperation between us and the Ministry of Sport in particular. When we received the call about Five for Fun, one thing I insisted from Brandon of West Indies Cricket is that we must have the same coordinator again in Carl Tuckett, who is in the back row, because last year he did such a fantastic job at short notice. So we said we're not changing the team. And then we met with Carl. He insisted on the coaches. We have 3 zones in Nevis. We have 9 teams that will be taking part, which is moving up from last year. Nevis Academy is coming on for the first time, and EPPS, Elizabeth Pemberton Primary, will come on for the first time. We have 6 coaches, and having established that, we decided, let's have a meeting with the new PS in the Ministry of Education and Sport and the Director of Sport. And Ms. Zanella Claxton, she accepted us readily, met with the Cricket Association, with the Director of Sports, understood our plans, and so I am so happy this afternoon to say to Zanella that we have one more request. We didn't tell you at that time. But our coaches have decided that what we're going to do, we're going to train in clusters, so that we'll have training on Saturdays at BOJN, ETW, and at Brownhill. But we're going to need the buses. So we'll put it in writing. My secretary will put it in writing. So because on a Saturday we might be moving 80 persons, 80 children, to a cluster where the coaches, all 6 coaches will come together and they will coach these children. Because Nevis won last year, but this year Dennis Surrey want to come first, second, third, and fourth. So we're going to be training our children 12 sessions and making sure that we're ready for the competition. But most of all, we want our young boys and young girls to have fun. What I love about Five for Fun is that there are boys and girls who are mixed into the team. 5 persons on the field, 2 must be females, 3 males. Boys bowl to boys, girls bowl to girls, everybody must bowl an over. And why I love it so much is because nowadays, females can make a living from cricket as well. Hayley Matthew has just been announced in Wisden, the Cricket Bible, as the female 2020 Cricketer of the Year. And on a 12 Pakistan, I'm happy to tell you that she had scores of 140, 144, and I think her lowest score was 40. So she's doing fantastically well, and that is important for our young girls. So I want a message to get out that we're grateful to Republic Bank, and I want all the coaches, all the parents, all the children to know that we are supportive. And we'll be there to organize and to make sure that you're okay. And hopefully Republic Bank this year, they'll have the finals in St. Lucia. Because our guys from Ivor Walters and the girls are still saying, Lord, they were told they would get a trip to St. Lucia. And that didn't happen. But win again. Win, and let us see what happens after that. Thank you very much, Republic Bank. We're grateful. Thank you very much, the Ministry of Education, and we're looking forward to working with the children again. Coaches, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Powell. I must say, when I was in primary school and they had the Fight for Fun, I'm confident that I might have been a Haley Matthews myself because everybody knows I love cricket.
Okay, good.
Can't catch, but I love cricket. So I would now like to invite Mr. Mickey Scarlett, the former Cricket West Indies president, to greet us.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Officials from government and other cricket association presidents, and of course, Ms. Herbert Daniel and the other representatives of Republic Bank. Coaches, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good evening. Cricket is a tough game to administer. Cricket involves many stakeholders coming together. And you've seen a perfect example of what's needed in cricket right here. You've seen a fairly significant Caribbean enterprise that we know as Republic Bank taking ownership, taking leadership in an event. Are you recording it? Yeah. My voice is so powerful that I don't need a mic. So, and of
If
course,
you like, I can hold it for you.
no, it's okay. Forgive me. I don't really read speeches about cricket, but Cricket West Indies sent me some notes. I'm not with Cricket West Indies anymore, but they sent me some notes. I was the president for 4 years and nobody ever sent me any notes. But it's very nice of them because they asked me to speak on behalf of, let me just go back to the beginning and say, the top cricket officials meeting in Trinidad today and tomorrow to discuss the status of West Indies cricket. And while they talk, the Republic Bank is helping to launch a much needed program that started in St. Kitts and Nevis last year and in Guyana the year before, and is slowly spreading, hopefully, around the entire Caribbean. And one can only make the point that cricket needs action, not talk. Cricket needs talk that results in action. So we're here today to talk a little bit about this program, and I'm happy to be part of it. But I was making the point that what impressed me about Republic Bank, from the day we approached Republic Bank about filling a much needed role in our cricket development program across the region. So we could produce cricketers like Mr. Parry, who I've known just recognizing. Good to see you, sir. It starts from a very young age, and if Republic Bank and other stakeholders recognizes that, then that is a very important start, and understands that cricket needs investment. Cricket needs investment in future cricketers, and needs investment in facilities. Nevis, unfortunately, is not known for having the world's best cricket facilities at this time, but I'm sure that will change. We've done a little bit better in St. Kitts, but I can tell you it's never enough. There's more and more need for facilities if we're going to compete with the rest of the world. We need facilities to introduce the kids to cricket, and that as they move forward and they want to be better at cricket, they must have equivalent facilities and resources to help them up that very challenging staircase of success in cricket. But while cricket is a more difficult game to administer than most because it involves cricket gate, it involves facilities, it involves pitches, it involves umpires, it involves coaches, it involves a whole bunch of inputs that are necessary if you're going to do it properly. While cricket does bring those challenges, cricket also gives opportunity, gives wonderful opportunity. Young, I forgot the first name, sitting in the back there. Young Tuckett, sitting behind there. Carly Tuckett, not Carly is your father, sorry, losing it. Young Tuckett, you know what I mean, is an example of what happens when you invest in young cricketers. He's on his way. He still needs investment, he still needs support and encouragement, and he has two very proud parents who put a lot of time and energy into it. And he has a cricket academy that he's been part of. I'm happy to say that I was the president who insisted in restarting the West Indies Cricket Academy, and he has benefited. This is what will happen in the future with some of these young kids here, when you see the new generation going through and going all the way up to international cricket. But remember, cricket is not just about getting to the top in the cricket itself. Cricket is an industry. Cricket allows opportunities of all types on and off the field. I didn't make it to the top in cricket, on the field, but I've made it to the top off the field. I'm still a member of the World Cricket Committee of the MCC, even though I'm no longer with West Indies Cricket. I'm with World Cricket. And of course, I'm a member of the St. Kitts Cricket Association, and I continue to do everything I can. I've been a member of the St. Kitts Cricket Association for nearly 50 years. So cricket needs time of volunteers, it needs investment, it needs inputs from governments and sponsors like Republic Bank. It is my pleasure today to say that just being here on Nevis and knowing why I'm here on Nevis makes my heart fill with joy. Nevis has always been a leader in the region in producing young talent. And I have no doubt that everything that Carla has said here is true, that he has 9 competitive teams this year. St. Kitts, I believe, had 4 last year. And I hope, Dennis, you'll have some more as well. But the point is, to produce 13 teams in St. Kitts and Nevis is quite a serious input. And to just have 80 kids in need of, if the only thing the government can do is transport, it's a lot, because transport costs money. But I urge the government to ask, what else can you do? The stakeholders need to be seeking to do more. Don't just sit back and wait for somebody to come to you. Republic didn't sit back and wait for the Nevis Cricket Association to organize a launch. Republic made sure that they got a launch and they brought it into their own home. That's one of the things I was very impressed with Republic last year when they invited me into Republic Bank downtown last year. And I realized these people are really serious about this project. They understand that they're investing in the well-being and the future of young people. They understand that cricket is an opportunity to grow not just cricket skills, but life skills. So once again, I said to Republic Bank, well done. I'm so happy that you responded positively to the request from Cricket West Indies 3 years ago to get involved in a program like this, which, by the way, Republic Bank helped to design. The predecessor program was a little bit different, quite different. This program is much more relevant, much more appropriate to the future of young people and West Indies cricket. It gives them a sense of competitiveness and a sense of belonging and a sense of teamwork, and it teaches them to be better organized and prepared. So, Republic Bank, a million thanks again. Please let the people at the highest level know that even though I'm not president anymore, I still appreciate what you're doing for West Indies cricket. And I urge all stakeholders to get on board at all levels. These kids must not just feel good about themselves, but they must feel good about opportunities that they see to grow themselves in the game on and off the field. Thank you very much.
Some words indeed, Mr. Scully. Thank you very much for that. The Fight for Fun Cricket Program is a partnership between Republic Bank and the Cricket West Indies with support from the National Cricket Association and relevant ministries. To tell us a bit more about the partnership and the program, I now like to invite Ms. Pamela Herbert-Daniel to deliver her remarks on behalf of Republic Bank EC Limited.
Ms. Zanila Claxton, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education and Sports. Mr. Jamar Claxton, Director of Sports. Mr. Dennis Phillip, President of the St. Kitts Cricket Association, Mr. Carlisle Powell, President of the Nevis Cricket Association, Mr. Ricky Skerritt, former CWI President, our Fund for 5-Star students, welcome, coaches, other special invited guests, members of the media, good afternoon. Welcome to our Five for Fun Cricket initiative, which has been in existence for the past 4 years. We are proud to host this event here in St. Kitts and Nevis for the 2nd year and continue to expand in other territories. This collaborative effort between Republic Bank and Cricket West Indies gives children under the age of 12, both boys and girls in different communities, a chance to participate in various fun cricket-related activities. We are pleased to reaffirm our continued commitment to this program, which is aimed at promoting fun, inclusion, equality. Students, ladies and gentlemen, cricket is just not a sport. It is an integral part of who we are as people and holds much significance for our shared identity and culture. It represents our culture, heritage, and serves as an important source of national pride. It is evident everywhere in the Caribbean, from the West Indies under-19, the Caribbean Premier League, CPL, to the school playgrounds where children learn and enjoy the game. Cricket is a sport that brings everyone together, regardless of social class, sex, age, and background. Republic Bank continues to support the game's development in the region by providing financial and other resources for different levels of cricket games. Through various initiatives, the bank aims not only support the sports growth, but also promote the values of fair play, respect, and teamwork that the game represents. The bank recognizes the value of the sport and is committed to supporting its development for future generations. This program is a great opportunity for someone who sees cricket as a career. This is one of the many initiatives that the bank is involved through corporate social responsibility and community development. We continue to act as a role model to the youth, not only through financial contributions, but also through knowledge of the spirit of the game and its values. It enables young people to get involved in an activity that not only builds the expertise, but also enriches the overall development and well-being. I would not go through the process because I know Mr. Powell did a very good job in explaining how the Five for Fun Cricket works. The key stakeholders involved have noticed tremendous effort by the children to play and learn the game in a fun and safe environment. The joy seen by these children shows how passionate they are about the sport, and we continue to do all that we can to support these young ones. As I conclude, I would like to say special thanks to all those involved as each of you continue to make Five for Fun possible. The team at Cricket West Indies for your guidance and the wealth of knowledge that you bring to the table. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis for endorsing this wonderful program. St. Kitts Cricket Association and the Nevis Cricket Association for your partnership in local coordination and execution of the event. Members of the media for using your voice to highlight this event. The coaches who give of their time and continue to work closely with the children, and importantly so, the parents and guardians for all that you do to support your children and their participation in this event. Of course, thank you to our future cricket stars. This experience will position you to take in all that the game has to offer Let's continue to advance and work together to promote the value of fun, inclusion, equality in cricket within our communities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Daniel, for speaking to the bank's commitment and excitement to the grassroots cricket program across the region. I would now like to invite Mr. Carlin Bowen Tuckett, I was told he's here, to speak on, of course, his experience and his perspective. He's also a former West Indies under-19 player. Yes? Okay, great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon. I just want to thank you, and with the protocols observed, I want to just have a little chat with the young cricketers today. Not so long ago, I was right here sitting down. From the time I knew myself, I always had a bat and a ball in my hand. I loved cricket. I was born into cricket. My first official game was in an under-6 game, a sponsored event similar to this, so it all starts here. My primary school didn't have a big play area, but somehow we were able to play some serious cricket at break time, getting in trouble when the ball went over the fence because we weren't supposed to do that. Even broke a window at one point. When I got a new bat or pads, they slept with me in the bed on the first night. Looking back now, I can see how my foundation was built from being a part of cricket games. My grandparents and also helped me with my cricket and also the kiddie cricket programs. I remember traveling to St. Kitts to be a part of the halftime show. During these matches, we would have little games, and this would prepare me onto the field at Wanapart to represent the West Indies Academy. 4 individuals also with me, Nadia Amri, Jaden Carmichael, and Justin Amadan. We represented the West Indies under-19 team together. We were all a part of these programs. I just want to leave a few points with you. Number 1, enjoy the moment. What's it called? 5 for fun. No matter what, enjoy the game. It is not always about winning, but it's about learning. Number 2, show appreciation to your coaches for taking the time out to invest in you. Number 3, always be willing to learn and to learn from your coaches and also from each other. It's about being a better cricketer today than you were yesterday. Number 4, be kind to each other. We are all at different stages of the game. Number 5, finally remember that cricket and academics can go together. It's all about balance. In 2021, we prepared for the Under-19 World Cup, which was, as you know, during the COVID year. It was kind of difficult because we had to do online classes. We had to do, sometimes have to go to school later and things of that nature, but we'll still be able to do it. So you can do it also. So I don't want to hear any excuses about, oh, school, I got to do schoolwork, or I got cricket to play, so I'm not able to do schoolwork. Once you have that balance, you will be able to do it. Cricket has always had a myriad of opportunities. So even though we have to be honest, not all of us will play international cricket, but you can be a physio, you can be a coach, you can be a curator, you can be a marketing person, as they are doing right now. So even if your path doesn't end in the field you want to have, you can be a part of the same game, cricket. Some of you may have already decided that you want to be a professional cricketer. Some, as a result of the fight for fun, may decide to follow that path. It is a process, it is a journey, and one thing that I have relayed is that you need to know your why you're playing this game, why you keep going. Keep that as your motto. And for any parents who are here, parental support gives a long way. I can attest to that. My mommy basically follows me everywhere I go. I don't think there's any way she wouldn't go. So I just want to thank her for that. Because even sometimes, as I'm getting older, you might think, oh, mommy here again, but something you're struggling, I really just need that support. You look up when you're batting or looking at when you're bowling, because cricket can be a lonely game at times. So it's just seeing a familiar face in that stadium can really bring that child to do something that he didn't plan on doing. And with these few words, I just want to wish each of you lots of fun, learn all that you can, and strive to be the best version of yourself every day. Because the skills you learn today will prepare you for life. Because cricket is a game of life. And just remember to keep God first in everything you do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Carlon. I will now move into a special item by Mr. Tijani Daniel, a student from the VOJN Fine Week School. Thank you very much, Tijani and company. I will now invite Mr. Jameer Claxton to address us on behalf of the Ministry of Sports.
Good afternoon, all. They've put the pressure on me. Imagine they let all the cricketers go first, and then they put the non-cricketer to close out the batting. But, yeah, so I guess it's a formula that has been used in cricket for many years. First, Madam Chair, allow me to adopt the protocol that you established. But I would like to recognize the presence of our Permanent Secretary, Ms. Daniela Claxton, Mr. Ricky Skerrit, Richard Ricky Skerrit, former Cricket West Indies president, and also the head of St. Kitts and Nevis branch, Mrs. Daniel. Mrs. Daniel, that's okay? All right, so it's a pleasure. I'm delighted to be, first of all, I want to apologize for the absence of our minister, the Honorable Troy Libert. He was scheduled to be here, and as a matter of fact, we were both supposed to be at another engagement, but I think I tricked him into being here, and he's staying there. I wanted to be here. So I told him, I kind of missed this, they have me doing something, there's no way I can miss it. And so he told me, okay, go and deal with it. So it's a pleasure to be here this afternoon for the launch of this Republic Bank Fight for Fun. I think it's a wonderful initiative, and I want to commend Cricket West Indies for the vision of having this program, and also to the Republic Bank for coming on board and investing. I think this partnership is integral for the development of cricket here in the region, and I'm going to be biased and say St. Kitts Nevis especially, because my interest first and foremost is Nevis, then St. Kitts and Nevis, then Leeward, and then the West Indies. Yeah, so I think this partnership is very critical for the development of cricket here in the region. Fight for Fun, how I say it, in my years of being involved in development of sports, it is always important to engage children in sporting activities. But one of the things that I've recognized is that you also have to be creative in the ways that you engage them to maintain their interest. And I think Fight for Fun fits that mode of engaging children, but also maintaining the interest for a long run. So while it is named Fight for Fun, and children love fun, so they're going to love to be a part of this, I also think it's because you're still learning the basic skills, the techniques in terms of fielding, catching, bowling, batting. I think you're going to set a strong foundation, as mentioned, for the future of cricket here in Nevis, St. Kitts and Nevis, the Leewards and the West Indies. Yeah. So I want to commend Cricket West Indies, the Republic Bank, for seeing the fruits of having a partnership like this. But I also want to, when I was younger, I was never one to excel at cricket on the field. No, I like this sport in my primary school days, but I never excelled. But as part of the Ministry of Sports and Education, I'm happy to be a part of the team of stakeholders that is now helping to provide opportunity for our young people to play the sport and have an opportunity to advance in the sport. So I want to take this opportunity to also, and I want you to give them a round of applause. Cricket West Indies, Republic Bank, the Cricket Associations of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Ministry of Sports and Education in Nevis, and all other stakeholders who are involved in this program. They gave me 5 minutes to make 100 runs, but I want to say go. So I want to also wish the program all the best. I know the coaches, most of the coaches. I see a lot of the participants in the crowd who I know, so I know we have a lot of committed young people here. Coaches are also very committed to the program. So I want to take this opportunity to wish the program all the best. Remember that the work that is done now is going to have a profound effect on where our cricket is in the future. So best wishes to the program, best wishes to all involved.
Thank you very much, Mr. Claxton. I must say, one of the most exciting parts of cricket for me is when, the 8th or the 9th man going, because you never know what they're going to do. So, yeah, that's one of the most exciting parts for me. So, I would now like to invite, of course, our final speaker for this afternoon, Ms. Nella Claxton. She's the Permanent Secretary in the Ministries of Education and Sports. And, of course, her job is, of course, to definitely declare Five for Fun season open. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Madam Chair. Kindly permit me to adopt the protocol, which you have so ably established. Ms. Burton stated that at the end it gets exciting when the last few players come in. Usually last few are not the strongest, but that's true. And so our former CWI president over here said, you're just doing that. That's what happens at the end. So I guess it's my turn to do just that, and I hope to do it justice. Before I officially declare this program open, I would like to join my colleague, Mr. Claxton, and everyone who spoke before him in commending and congratulating our various stakeholders who ensured that this program came to fruition and has now seen the second round. And we know sometimes in the region, after we do something for the first time, we tend to drop off and fall off and it doesn't continue. And so today we can say with the second annual edition of the Republic Bank Five for Fun cricket program, we see a sustainable future. And so after today, when we leave this room, all of the action will take place in various facilities across the Federation. But before we leave, I challenge us to take a look around this room. Because in this room, we have players from the past, present, and future. And in this room, we have the key stakeholders, and I dare say a community that will continue to grow our sport, the sport of cricket. And I call it our sport because that is our sport. There are other sports, but cricket is our sport as a region. In this room, we have years of experience which will serve as a foundation for the future of cricket. There are so many other things in this room beyond what the eyes can see. And so it is with pride as I look around this room that I stand before you. And on behalf of Minister Liebert, my colleagues at the Ministry of Education, Sports et al., and all present, I officially declare the 2024 edition of the Republic Bank Five for Fun program in St. Kitts and Nevis officially open.
Thank you very much, Ms. Claxton. Now that brings us to the end of this afternoon's proceedings. I would like to thank everyone for coming out on behalf of Republic Bank. Of course, we truly could not have done it without you. And the only disappointing thing about this afternoon, I realize I don't see the females, so I don't know Mr. Powell. Oh, there you are. I apologize. I didn't see you behind the darling. So this is our next Haley Matthews. Yes?
Possibly.
Okay, great. So that's it for us this afternoon. Of course, we just like to do, a few mini interviews thereafter and a quick photo shoot, and then we have some light refreshments at the back for you to take part in. Thank you once more.